I started working with Alex in February 2017. At that point I knew I was due to have some surgery for some gynecological issues, and I wanted to get as fit and strong as possible pre-surgery in order to aid my recovery. To get ready for my operation, basically I wanted to strengthen my core muscles, just feel fit and as strong as possible. So yeah, and that's why we started working together. So I had my surgery. I was told to do gentle exercises for the first, started off just gently walking for the first 12 weeks post-surgery, and then we started rebuilding from there, because with the surgery I'd had done, they'd cut through my abdominal muscles, so it was a case of rebuilding that there, strengthening my body up, and gaining back functional movement. Wow. Yeah, it did take a while. So immediately post-surgery I could probably only walk 100-200 meters without being breathless, and then so it was building up literally from that right back up to being able to do gentle body weight exercises, lifting light weights, and yeah, so it was a long process when you're used to being able to do anything and everything, to suddenly having to take a real step back and only do very gentle exercises and listening to your body, which was the key thing for me, is listening to my body and knowing what it can and can't do. And so yeah, so things started to get better. So I had my surgery in May 2017. Alex and I started working together again July 2017. Was rebuilding my strength, and was at the point where I do like to run a lot, so I got to the point January where I was starting to think, okay, I'll get back to road running, because I was feeling strong enough. And then I ended up having some emergency surgery end of January, which meant that I was in hospital for 2 weeks and off work in total for 7 weeks. And so I was back to square one again, as they ended up cutting through my abdominal muscles again with the emergency surgery. So yeah, so I've got a fantastic scar, and yeah, so that kind of meant that we had to start from scratch again. Again, it was a struggle to walk, 200 meters without getting breathless. Obviously, 2 major surgeries on my abdominal muscles meant that it took some time to kind of let everything heal and knit together. Yes, those gentle exercises were difficult because for one thing, it was just a stretching movement as the muscles were knitting together and healing was one thing that I found difficult. Another thing was just having faith in my core muscles in themselves as they were healing. Yeah, so that took time to kind of learn how they were going to heal together, whether I'd still have the same sort of movement post 2 big surgeries, which was the difficult thing. But just we took it, if there were some exercises that Alex suggested and I felt good with, we worked on building on from those. But if there are other exercises where I felt there was just, with that extra movement, it was too tender, we took a step back and just basically worked together to know how I would feel, how my body would heal, and yeah, and just taking it one stage at a time. In terms of the mind and body, in terms of, I had, in particular with my second surgery, it altered what I could eat, how my body would react to what I was eating, and in turn how I could exercise. So with that sort of surgery, there was a lot of trial and error in terms of what I could and couldn't do. So Alex, advised me on different foods I could try. So it was also the nutritional aspect, and also just the encouragement that I would get better, I would feel better, I would feel stronger, but it's a journey that we're taking together rather than just myself thinking I'm on my own, figure it out. It was, Alex was very supportive in that role. So prior to any of my surgeries, I was only able to deadlift 25 kilos. We have worked a lot on my strength, because that has helped me with the weight training that we've done. It's helped me I probably should backtrack. After my second surgery, I lost a lot of weight, and so Alex and I, it was trial and error in terms of nutritionally what I could eat and the exercises I could do to help me regain my physical strength, but also to help me regain some of the weight that I'd lost. We realised that the only way I was really gaining weight was through weight training, so we progressively increased the weights that I was lifting. So we got to the point where I'm now lifting a lot heavier weights than I did, 2 years ago, prior to any surgeries that I'd had done. And and it's been good. It was a long process, and part of that was listening to my body and having faith in my body that my body was strong enough again to start increasing the weight, start doing the exercises that I needed to do to regain my strength and to regain weight. So it was good. Now, 18 months on post us starting to work together, I'm lifting heavier weights than I've ever been able to lift in my life. It's amazing that I'm now back to running again and feeling strong in doing that. So it's been an amazing journey and process, which has surprised me in so many ways that I can't even begin to put into words. I'm a dentist, so physically my job is quite physical, so being able to move well is very important, and in terms of having a strong back and strong core will help reduce the chances of me having further pain and issues physically as a result of the job that I do. And in terms of the gaining extra strength and the weights has made my job a lot easier, So by being able to lift heavy weights, it means I'm moving better, finding my job easier, and just in general everyday life feeling stronger in myself as well has helped mentally as well. Just start, get in contact with Alex, and I'm sure he can show you some of the videos of when I first started training again, post in particular my second surgery, and you can see from where I've started from to where I am now. So that will help you realise that it can be done. So 1% every day.
That's the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
And I'm sure your story will inspire someone else.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Alex.